How do you increase your visibility as a solo coach when you need to be on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and YouTube and podcast and the list goes on and on? How do you increase your visibility and manage it all? Well, we're going to talk about that today. And I have an update for you on my incredibly ambitious goal to grow my email list by 4,000 subscribers in the year 2025 without any paid ads or complex strategies. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm Sera. This is my channel, Coach Diaries, where I take you on a journey with me to reach 4,000 new subscribers this year to my email list. And I share with you all of the ups and downs, the massive mistakes that I make, and how I manage it all. So let me give you an update on that first. Now, I use a list growth planning calendar. And by the way, if you don't already have a copy of that, you can get one down below. There's a link for you to make a copy of the one that I use every single day. Make it your own. Follow along with me. And I use this calendar to map out list growth events that I am, and to track list growth events that I am applying for, being accepted into, participating in, and which offers I'm providing, how many emails do I need to send to promote it, and so on. Now, my goal has been broken down into segments. So for each quarter, I have a goal of growing my email list by 1,000 subscribers. That is no small feat, I promise you. Just the management part of it, just keeping on top of it and keeping everything straight has been way more challenging than I expected. Way more. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll see the disasters that happened as a result. And I'm hoping that if you get to see those, that means then you won't make the same mistakes that I have. So learn from my mistakes. And it really is going well. Like, I can see how I'm going to reach my goal. Now, this first quarter, my goal is 1,000. Am I going to make it? I don't know yet. Like, I'm really close, but I just wrapped up an event, a list growth event, another bundle giveaway, and I have one more in about 5 days that will take me to the end of the month. I have another one right at the beginning of April, like literally April 1st, that is a huge one that I expect, because I have participated in this one before, and so I expect this to do really, really well. So maybe some of that might have to come on over to Q1, right? Maybe some of it will help me to reach my goal. But let's see, where am I at? What are my totals? So far, I am at 727 new leads to my email list, new subscribers for this first quarter. And that's pretty darn good, especially seeing as I just jumped all in and started kind of plowing through this big goal, this effort, knowing that I was going to learn as I went, right? Like, not having all of the knowledge that I have at this point, and there's still so much more for me to learn. And I am only doing this with bundle giveaways at this point in time. So I still am going to be adding in newsletter collaborations, which I had intended to add in a little bit sooner, but just because of the way everything has been going, I decided to slow down just a little bit, right? So I don't lose control of this horse again. And also bringing in, possibly summit talks and podcast guesting as well. But for now, it is still just bundle giveaways, and that 727 new subscribers to my email list. That's pretty good. I feel pretty good about that. So, of course, I still have, what is that? 273 to go. Will I make this in this next bundle giveaway that starts in about 5 days? I don't know. I have gotten that many new leads in a bundle giveaway before, so it is entirely possible. But I expect if I don't, because I'm not sure of the size of this particular giveaway, I want to say that it's on the smaller side. It may not be, but that's what I'm thinking right now. The one on its heels, which I said starts April 1st, is a very big one. So that one, I fully expect that I will meet my goal. So if I don't make it by March 31st, I expect that within the first week of April, I will hit that 1,000 mark. So I'm super excited. It has been a lot of work, I will say, but it's doable. And if this is something that you are wanting to do, go back and watch the videos, kind of follow along what I'm doing. I share with you, like, I screen share my calendar so you can see, how I'm organizing those events, and make sure you get a copy of that list growth planning calendar for yourself and, go for it, because list growth is your number one priority. If you are a new coach, or even if you're just in the first 1 to 3 years and you're not doing paid ads, then this is your other option. Okay. So there is that update. As I said, I have a pretty big event coming up, actually 2 now that I think about it and look at my calendar here. Yeah. So, I have the really big one that I mentioned that I have participated in before, which begins on April 1st through the 8th. And then I have another one that looks to be really promising that starts actually at the same time, April 1st through the 15th. So, and I'm also testing a new bundle giveaway, a new offer. I have already tested this offer prior to making it an offer that I use in bundle giveaways, so I feel very confident that it will convert. But with those 2 events happening at the same time, I feel very confident that I will reach my goal, if not by March 31st, certainly within that first week to 2 weeks of April. So that's exciting, and I will certainly share that win with you. So let's get back to this managing your visibility when you feel like you should be everywhere, but how in the world do you do that as a solo coach? Well, the first thing that I want to share with you is something I call the CFO Visibility Method. And I'm not talking about Chief Financial Officer, although it could be just as important. But this CFO stands for consistent, frequent, and optimized. So what that means is, I want you to look at where you're being visible currently. And I include email marketing in this because that's visibility to your list. And even if you only have one person on your list, you need to be visible to that person. You need to be emailing that person. They don't know how big your list is, right? So whether it's, you're on LinkedIn, or you're on Facebook, or you're on Instagram, and emailing, or, maybe even you have a YouTube channel too, right? This is very new to me, but you want to first focus on being consistent, because this does take a little bit of time to work out the kinks of, what day of the week can I get this done on in a way that makes it possible for me to be consistent, right? So first, focus on getting consistent, because truly, it doesn't matter. None of the rest of it matters if you aren't consistent, right? So get that consistency in place first. If you're emailing once a week, although I would love to see that be more like 2 to 3 times a week, but if you are, make sure that you're emailing on the same day every week. Or with email, it doesn't have to be the same day, but once a week, no fail, right? Consistent. If you're posting on LinkedIn, make sure you're posting how many ever times a week consistently. If you can look back over the last, let's say, 30 to 90 days and say, yes, I posted on LinkedIn consistently, I emailed consistently, I think that is good, right? You are consistent. Then move to frequency. So you want to increase your visibility. You want to increase how many times you're sending out an email, how many times you're posting, or for that matter, how many videos you're creating, right? Whether it's long form or you're creating shorts. So now decide, what capacity do I have for increasing frequency? Because again, That's what it's all about. Like, how many times do people see you being visible? When people see you being visible a lot, it changes their perspective. It changes how they see you. So work on increasing your frequency to whatever that is that you can consistently create, right? Don't lose hold on the consistency. Stay consistent. Now increase your frequency. So for example, with this channel, I create this video once a week. My intention, though, is to create more videos. Now, I am putting out shorts every week as well, but I do want to create more. So let's say that I want to go to 3 videos a week, maybe even 5. So it will be up to me to figure out the system. And this is something that I help coaches do. What is the system that's going to help me create 5 videos a week consistently? Okay, so you've got the consistent part down. Now you've got the frequency to whatever that max is for you, whatever you can stay consistent with, right? Again, key thing, whatever you can stay consistent with. Now that you have the consistent part, you have the frequent part, now go for optimized. So don't worry so much about the quality of, let's say, your emails, your posts, or your videos. I'm not saying to put something out there that's horrible. Please don't. But start somewhere. And don't worry so much about the numbers at that point, because right now you're working on consistent and frequent. Now that you have consistent and frequent, you've grabbed attention and people are paying attention and watching or reading, okay? And more people are seeing it because of the frequency. So now go back and look at each one. Let's say email, for example. Now I'm going to go back and look at that. I now have 3 emails going out a week. I'm going to go back and look at the performance of those emails. I'm only going to look at emails right now. I'm not going to look at social posts or YouTube video analytics, okay? I'm going to look at emails. And I see that my open rate is a little low, right? Click-through rate's pretty good, but open rate could be definitely better. So now I'm going to work on increasing that open rate, right? Working on my subject lines. Once I get that open rate across the board, across all emails where I want it within a certain range, now I can focus on another platform and improving the numbers there. Get it? So like YouTube videos, I can start working on improving those. Or for that matter, like my newsletter, that's something that I'm working on optimizing right now as I'm looking at my numbers in terms of open rates and click-through rates and subscription rates. And I am working on improving that. So I'm even changing the layout a bit, changing the content just a little bit so that I can fine tune those numbers and get that to where I want it to be and where I feel really good about it. Once I have that where I want it to be, because that is already consistent, I'm already consistent with it, and I already have the frequency that I want for the newsletter, which is once a week. I don't want to do any more than that at this point in time. And now I'm working on optimizing it. See how I did that? I stayed in that, using that CFO visibility method. So once I get that where I want it, then I will probably switch gears over here to YouTube and begin to fine tune this a little bit more, right? I could definitely use some improvement here, definitely. However, I'm not going to concern myself with it so much right now because I'm still on the consistent and frequent stage, right? So I've gotten consistent down. I feel pretty good about that, but I don't have the frequency where I want to get. So I'm not even worried about the optimized part yet. Does that make sense? So email, I am already consistent. I already have the frequency, and now I can begin to also look at the optimizing it. Okay. And podcast, I have the consistency and the frequency. And at some point I will begin to optimize that one too, but I'm not going to try to do all of these at once. I'm going to work on optimizing once I get to that point, one thing at a time, one visibility channel at a time. Okay. So I hope that that was helpful for you. I will update you. Let's see, next week, I will have some numbers towards my goal. It will probably be small. It will be at the very, very beginning start of this next bundle giveaway, but I will certainly check in and give you an update of where I am with this huge, ambitious challenge of growing my email list by 4,000 subscribers in 2025 without any paid ads or complicated strategies. And by the way, if there's anything that you would like me to expand on, talk about a little bit more, or something I haven't talked about yet, let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to do so. And if you've enjoyed this, if it has been helpful for you in any way, please hit like and subscribe, because as you know, that helps me to grow the channel and reach more coaches who are growing their businesses too. Much love. I'll see you next time.